Welcome in, race fans, to another weekly series hotline. Week 15's in the books. There's a new points leader who set the top points, Mr. Shannon Lee. He's overtaken Mickey Trosclair for the points lead in Week 15. Mickey's enjoyed a significant amount of time on top of points. As the weeks start to go by, we'll see, I'm sure, a shuffle of guys in and out of the top 10. And over the weekend, over the 4th of July weekend, the Touring Series, they had 4 great races, one at East Alabama, 2 at Penton Raceway, and then we ended up at Albany Motor Speedway. Albany, great crowd once again. I mean, that's certainly going to be one of our crown jewel tracks as we go on into the future with this Touring Series. But on the telephone right now, out of Batesville, Arkansas, driver of the number 18 Warrior Chrome Shop-sponsored race car, Mr. Roger Witt. Roger, you guys, you're not a stranger to the show or Victory Lane, but what was different this weekend with the win you got?
Well, I contacted Tim about Tim Sims there with NeSmith about them spec shocks that's coming out, and I decided to hook up with him and get a good set of them and try them out and see if I can't help pass the word along and get them things out there. And sure enough, I put them things on, and man, them things, I really picked up the pace there, hit the ground running, and had turned a lot better, had more forward traction. I mean, them Bilstein shocks they're something that's gonna, I think they'll just take over the shock program on these things. They're something really nice. He'd been over backwards to get them here as quick as he did. Notified him on Tuesday, which, you know, the 4th of July week, we didn't work Wednesday, so he got them here for Friday, and I was able to get them on there, and like I said, hit the ground running with them.
Now, I mean, were you a skeptic at all when it comes to these shocks? I mean, because a lot of people are, in our business, in racing, people think money equals performance and equals outcome, positive outcome. Since you put this on there and out of the box you parked it in Victory Lane, I mean, if you were a skeptic, of course you're not now, I guess.
No, I'm not now, but I was a skeptic. I mean, shocks are a big deal in what we do. But, I mean, I was a skeptic because, I mean, they're non-adjustable. They're only $135 a piece. That's unheard of to buy a good shock for that. But like I said, right out of the box, I mean, they were just a bullet fast.
Now, so the money you're going to save, obviously, you're going to save a hoop of money, a ton of money by going to these shocks. Where were you at before in your shock package to what you have in this? What's the price difference?
My shock package before, I was right at $2,000. But, I mean, my shock package before wasn't real good. But they were a double adjustable AFCO. And like I said, we jumped over to these non-adjustable Bilsteins and picked up, like I said, 2 3/10, and the car just responds to every least little change with these things. I know Bilstein's made a good shock for a long time, and the modifieds and stuff like this, and I think it's going to really pick the crate deal up a lot with these shocks.
Well, we appreciate you saying the kind words about the Bilstein shocks, and I'm sure Bilstein appreciates it too. Let's move forward. Let's talk about the race itself. West Plains Motor Speedway. You're up against Robbie Moore, Sean Knuckles, Jerry Buck, Mr. Kevin Collins. Talk us through the evening and talk us through the feature.
The heat race was really hooked up. It was like I said, we got a rain there about 7 o'clock. We actually didn't get on the racetrack till about 8:30. Got it rolled in. Took the lead on lap 1 of the heat, and we just won it by half a second, I believe. And we didn't look back from there. Come feature time, the track had slicked up a little bit, and I was actually really worried about where the shocks was going to go because this is my first night on them. I was really worried about do I need to tighten the car up and this and that. And I tightened it up just a tad, and I didn't change one of the shocks, and it went out there and it was a bullet. we won it. They won it by over a second, and like I said, we were just on cruise control out there.
Well, congratulations on your victory. Before we let you get out of here, you know the drill. We thank your sponsors and the guys that help you out.
All right, I'd like to thank Bilstein Shocks, especially for the shocks, White River Insulation, the Chrome Shop, and, of course, Warrior Race Cars. Without them, I definitely couldn't do it.
All right, NeSmith fans, welcome back in. Probably one of the better-known drivers, promoters, do everything. Got a couple wins over the weekend. Mr. Johnny Stokes, welcome to the program.
Thank you. Glad to be here.
Now, you guys at the MAG had a huge show. You had the Lucas Oil Series in. You chose to stay at home and race, and it paid off for you in more ways than one.
Yeah, it really did. I really didn't have no choice. I had to stay home and race. This is our biggest race of the year, and I have to be here. Some of my help was sick, and I have to do a lot of stuff around here, so I about had to stay here. But we had a good race with the Lucas deal, and we had a great race with running my NeSmith car.
Well, Johnny, you guys had two shows at Magnolia, which is the track you promote. You got a win and a second place. Talk us through the two Magnolia shows, starting with the second place finish.
Second place, I think we had 35 cars. We started third, and Jeremy, he was on the pole, but he can qualify. He's on the pole all week, Columbus and Magnolia. And Tony Gray, he stepped up and got by Jeremy. And I finally got by and ran second. And he congratulate Tony on his win. I think that's his first NeSmith win since he got out of open wheel. So we got some tough competitors down here.
That's right. And so then you guys, there's the next event. You were battling the same group of guys. You had Washington, Shaw, Shannon Lee. Like we said, Shannon Lee is the current points leader, but the one you won, tell us a little bit about that show.
Well, now that was, from a driver's standpoint, we just had everything right on the car. We qualified, track was fast qualifying. I thought we went like a 14.71, and that put us 10th. We locked in the 10th, and I was just wide open. That's just all it would do. In the race, the track got slicker, and when I started 10th, I just fell out on the outside and started passing them, and the car was real good. And I think we took the lead about the 7th lap and just led every lap.
Well, congratulations for parking in Victory Lane, and again, you also got the victory over at Columbus. Real quick, what's the in Mississippi? It just seems like we have a tremendous amount of guys who embrace this crate deal, and they've moved to it. Is it the tracks? Is it the drivers? What lends itself to being such a great crate state, so to speak?
Well, I think it's the motor part of it. The motors cost so much. A lot of guys is in the crate around here. We used to have a lot of open wheels around here. They kind of died off, and I think they just got to putting too much money in their motors, and folks couldn't afford it. And we got with NeSmith there. I think this is our 7th, 8th year. I don't know how long they've been in business. We got with NeSmith, started doing weekly stuff, and it's really been good for us around here. And everybody kind of, the motors is tough. You don't turn them too much; they just last, and it's just a good competitive deal. You got late model cars with crate motors, and it makes for a good deal, and everybody likes that.
Now, you also you also participate in the Bilstein shock package deal, right?
Yeah.
So not only you got 2 wins over the weekend yourself with the Bilstein shock package. Roger Witt, he parked his in Victory Lane with the Bilstein shock package, and first weekend out of the box with his. How excited are you to have that also going for you and for the sport as far as saving everybody money?
Well, the Bilstein shocks, that was a good sale for me. When I ran late model for years and years, I was on the Bilstein shock program back then, and when they wanted to do this, I was kind of all for it because I like the Bilstein, and they're just good shocks, and it's just been great for me. And I guess we kind of proved this weekend you don't have to have the high dollar shocks to go fast and win a race. that's what it's all about.
That's right. Well, we missed you on the touring series this past weekend. You guys certainly going to resume touring with us up in the upcoming weeks.
Oh yeah, we back on tour now. That was the only weekend that we weren't going to be able to be there, and we'll be headed to Greenville in 2 weeks, I guess, and that's going to be a good show down there. Since they put that wall up at Greenville, man, it's really a racy racetrack. It really helped everything down there, and there's good people down there, James and Wesley. I can't wait to get there.
Well, Johnny, I know you guys have been digging all year for your first couple wins. You guys finally got them under your belt. Maybe it'll change some things for you. Before we let you get out of here, thank some of your sponsors, and also thank some of the crew guys that help get those victories over the weekend.
Well, we don't have a real big crew. Brad Logan, him and Jessica, his wife, they own all this stuff back down Motorsport, and I'm just fortunate enough to drive it. And Joe Garrison, GRT Race Cars, he's really good to us. Bill Steen Shocks, Hoosier Tires, Maximum Signing Graphics. He does all our graphics and keeps our car looking good, or we think it is anyway. And he really does a good job. And Magnolia Motor Speedway, they sponsor us a little bit. Of course, that's me. And that's about it.
All right, NeSmith fans, we're going to wind up the show talking to Mr. Tony Gray, first time on the Weekly Series Hotline. He's the pilot of the number 35 Mastersville, sponsored by Gray Auto Sales. Tony, looking at this list of drivers that you had to beat down with a stick, I'm sure you should be real proud of this win.
Oh, I'm tickled to death. Yeah, we had a excellent run there Friday night, and with that caliber of field, we're really excited to come out with a win.
Now, tell us a little bit about your racing program before we get to the feature. Yeah, tell us where you come from. Did you start out in late models? What's your story?
Well, actually, I've been racing about 18 years. I started out in street stock and won the championship in that, then moved up to what they call a wide tire outlaw class and won the championship in that, and moved up to limited late models, and I won a championship in it. So I just kept moving up. Then went when they finally cut out the limited late models, I went to open wheel modified, and thought I found a home there. And then it just seems like when the crate late models come on, the modifiers started dying out. So after 2 championships in open wheel modifieds, we decided we're going to give it a try at the crate late models. And I'll tell you, it's been a struggle for 2 years now, but I think we're finally getting the hang of it.
Well, I mean, it may have been a struggle, but you got to go up against Johnny Stokes over there, Jeremy Shaw, Chase Washington's probably in and out of your region all the time. So it ain't like it ain't like you don't have talent around you to contend with. Well, talk us through the evening coming off the trailer. What did you guys think you had coming off the trailer?
Well, we went to practice there Thursday night, and I had been struggling in the weeks before, qualifying decent, but just seemed like I couldn't get anything to go in the past features. So I said, I'm just going to throw the kitchen sink at it, and we did a lot of changes during the practice there Thursday, and kind of left Thursday night holding our head up, thinking that we may have something to contend with Friday. So we go out Friday and set on outside pole, so we're real happy with that.
All right, well, talk us through the feature. I mean, did you guys, going into the feature, did you know you had the field whooped, or did you have to contend with anybody trying to get you?
Well, I tell you what, when we pulled out on track for the feature, I was just hoping for a top 5 because we had just went out there for a little hot lap session, and I just felt like my car was terrible. So we come back in, and I made a quick adjustment, and we had to go back and line up for the feature, and I was just thinking maybe I can just hang on to it and not lose too many spots. So actually, when we come off the corner and fired, I actually pulled Shaw and got the lead in the turns, and the caution come out. And after about the 3rd attempt, I felt real good because every start it seemed like I would get in the lead into turn 1. And then finally I think about the 4th attempt, he come off and beat me into the turn, and seems like he led about 4 laps, and I was thinking, well, heck, I'm staying with him. So I was just tickled to be able to stay with him because he sure is fast and won a lot of races this year. The next thing I know, I'm pulling up beside him, about to pass him on the outside, and I just didn't think I wanted the bottom. I thought I had the good line running in the middle. So we kept drifting up, and then when he opened that bottom up, and I said, well, might as well try it and see what I got. When I hit the bottom, I was thinking, look at here. The car is actually stuck down there, and I said, wait a second, I may have something. And after about a lap, I passed him and cleared him. And then I was running along there. Then, shoot, that's the first laps I've lived this year. And then the caution come out. I'm about lap 11. And I was thinking, well, I don't know how close they are to me. I couldn't see anything, didn't have any spotters, anything. So we just took off racing there, and I guess after about 4 or 5 laps, seen that orange number 1 jumping on the outside of me. I said, uh-oh. I said, here comes Johnny Stokes right now. So I said, well, I'm just going to hold my line, try to be smooth, hit my marks. And I would see him about once or twice, and finally, I think I just finally got away from him about a car length or 2 and ended up with the victory.
When you stuck it there on the bottom, the fear of the unknown lasted about a second, and it was like the thrill of victory when it stuck, huh?
Oh, it felt so good. I was thinking, well, either I'm going to get trained on the outside because that's where I thought I should be, but I couldn't pass him if we're both running the same line. So I said, can't pass him following him, so let's try something. When I went down there, I was thinking, look at here, I was really excited.
Well, you like I said earlier, looking at the field of cars you had to contend with, you should be real proud of the victory. What's next for you guys? You just going to kind of hang around Columbus and Magnolia?
Yeah, we're just going to hang around there right now. But there's some NeSmith shows. We may hit the big NeSmith show when it comes up down at Why Not, and may try it down there, see if we can compete with those guys. We'll just see. But basically, we're just going to kind of hang around the Columbus area and just get a little more seat time, see if we can be consistent.
Well, I know that you told me that you're pretty much a one-man show, but if there's anybody you'd like to thank sponsor-wise or help-wise, now's the time to do it.
Well, Ronnie Lee Hollingsworth and Anthony Burrs, they did help me on my car, and I bought the car from Ronnie Lee. And it took me 7 races, and I finally come out with a win with it. So I would like to thank them for their help with me on the setup.
All right. Well, Mr. Go ahead.
No, that's fine. And other than that, anybody that always gives a helping hand at the track, there's people that might pop in just at the track and give me a helping hand. I just want everybody to know I really appreciate it.